toy rocket is launched from a platform 10 feet high with an initial velocity of 96 feet per second. The height function is given by h of t equal to minus 16t squared plus 96t plus 10, where t is in seconds. Find the maximum height attained by the rocket. Now, you'll note we have a quadratic here, so its graph is going to be a parabola, and since we have a minus sign in front of the t squared, our parabola is going to be facing down. So this is going to agree with our physical interpretation. So here we have a rocket, we're going to shoot it up, it's going to go up until it stops, and then it's going to come back down, and then at the top we have our maximum height. So our graph is a parabola, we're trying to find the vertex of the parabola. Now, how do we do that? So the key here is going to be completing the square. So we want to rewrite the function for height so that it's clear how we get the vertex. So let's see how we do that. First, let's remind ourselves of how completing the square works. Now, for a formula, I'll have x squared plus 2ax equals x plus a squared minus a squared. So what are we doing here? If I have x squared plus a number times x, what I'll do is I'll take half the number that's before x, and then we're just going to have x plus that number squared minus that number squared. Now note here, this is always going to be minus a number. No matter what you put in for a, what comes out is 0 or a positive number because we're squaring. Okay, where does this come from? We'll just take your x plus a squared, expand. It's going to give you x squared plus 2ax plus a squared, and then you push the a squared to the other side. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. So we have our height function. Now, we can't use our formula with the minus 16 out in front, so we're going to factor that out of the first two terms. So that'll give me minus 16, and then in parentheses, t squared minus 6t. Then we leave the plus 10 alone. If we look here, I'm going to take half of what's in front of the t, so it's going to be a minus 3. So I can rewrite this as t minus 3 squared, and then minus a minus 3 squared, which is minus 9. I push the minus 16 back in, gives me a minus 16 t minus 3 squared, plus, okay, we'll have 144, and then plus 10, gives me 154. Now I can tell where the vertex is. So the maximum height is going to be 154 feet. If you notice, if we look at our function, okay, so we have the plus 154. This number here is either going to be 0 or a negative number. So the highest we can get is 154. That's going to be when this is exactly equal to 0. So that'll happen when t is equal to 3. Okay, if we use any other number, well, we're to take that number, we're to square it when we take off 3. So a positive number comes out, and then you're taking off a strictly negative number. Okay, so the answer is you're going to have 154 feet when t is equal to 3 seconds. As a check, well, I could take our t equals 3, put it back into the original function just to make sure we didn't make any mistakes when we complete the square. So if we put this back into the original function, which is right here, you'll note outcomes are 154, so at least that check works.